Okay, so talking about attacking on upward. So when you first come out, there is a question of whether you're going to check for spies. Well, in fact, when you first come out, you've obviously been looking to see where stickies are going up. Come out here with Fists of Steel, because sometimes there'll be a sniper on the platform who you'll end up collecting a headshot from. So that's worth being aware of. Checking for spies. I found some extra weird places spies like to decloak. So there's on this rock around here, obviously. There's a way that you can get up on this rock here. I haven't really investigated how the spies are doing it, but I've seen them up there. How are they doing that?
I don't know. I think Heavy can't actually do it.
Well, if Spy can do it, then, like, if you got Grew on, you should be able to, or whatever.
Yeah, I think they fixed it or something like that. It's slightly not more. I haven't actually caught any spies be up there, saying that I haven't actually managed to get. Mostly I roll out from the left side, because, well, that's mostly where I just go. Nice one I found someone do is that you can kind of see through these grates to where they put the stickies. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I guess I just use main door and come out here because it's a bit of extra pushing time on cart. So, okay, right. What I will normally do, okay, a couple of things. Sometimes I like to go over here, the sniper will pay attention, and just look down here. Because quite often you'll just see a soldier or a spy or someone just hanging out, like at this corner looking round, and you can just kind of pick them up by coming back over the roof. Then I'll normally, like, maybe, I don't spend that much time pushing the cart, just because it's not that worth it. I'll come up this side, and I'll get to kind of this position. Oh, Lennox is asking you can join. Let me just send him a message. Okay, so, come up here, and you'll normally end up fighting Scout. What you got to watch out for is if there's a demo man down here, but hopefully he should be getting splashed out of the way. My normal way to be aggressive is... oh, we need to get him to mumble too. Yeah, usual way to be aggressive is like... Okay, so I'll kind of lock down this right side in terms of shutting down scouts and stuff. And, okay, if you can take this area, then obviously jumping up here is interesting, because you don't want to stay up here too long, because you can just, yeah, it kind of ends up bad for you. You can get splashed out here. But coming out here and being able to exert some pressure from up here is kind of alright. You can come around this right side, but again, if you come around the right side and they've got people in building, they can get you. What else? Coming around this corner can be effective. If you just pop out here and they're not being wary enough, you can sometimes pick up a med or whatever. What I don't do is go up the left, just because I find there's not a lot you can do from here. Like, all your distances are really, really big, and yeah, it's not so great. Like, I can't really see like what work you can get done. You can put in dings, but you're just kind of waiting to get shot as far as I can see. So yeah, I'm pretty much like always just playing on the right side, and like if I can get to here and hold down their flanks so they can't advance, and also like put pressure on this area over here, then I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And if I want to, I've got the option of climbing this rock and getting up on the building. So that's what I tend to do. Like, you want to make sure, like, before you bring out your med, you want to have control of this right hand area, because like soldiers and shit can jump from here, and once the med's out, all kinds of bullshit happens. So yeah, just make sure Lennox is getting in the right mumble here. Hello, Lennox.
Hi.
Yeah, we've just been talking through kind of like how to attack the first point and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe we could go over it again and talk about stuff. So wait, what's normally happening when you're attacking MB? Like, you're saying you're having difficulty supporting your demo?
But that was mostly on defense though.
Oh, you want to know what you can do on defense?
Yeah, because he likes to, especially like the start. He likes to sort of hang out like around here and here, so we can spam shit and all the crap. Whereas I personally like to be a bit more back here, so I don't get sniped through somewhere like this or stuff.
So,
and I can
okay.
actually see jumpers a bit coming and protect the men from the left. Help out with
Jumpers. Okay, jumpers aren't that dangerous because of this mass of wood just kind of like up top here. So what I'll normally do is I'll be holding here just because. Okay, this is actually supporting your demo really nicely because it means that he can do all his spam. He can like fight up at this ridge where things are a little bit dangerous, and it means that as soon as he's getting like things a bit too hot for him, he can pull back. And if anyone tries to follow him over the ridge, they're kind of coming into your mid-range where you can do a lot of damage. What you got to look out for here is for stuff coming through trench and snipers on the house. And shooting through trench is great. I mean, what you should also be doing is, a lot of heavies seem to like to hold out on the stairs here. I think this is okay, but I want to know if the sniper's down or not first, because, okay, if the sniper's down, you can like start hosing onto the cart in trench, which is amazing. Like, you wouldn't think, because it's kind of mid-rangey where the cart will be, and you think you can't get that much done, but it really just makes that trench a very unappealing place for the enemy to be. It's quite hard to dislodge you as well.
The thing I mostly do is just get like a buffer B300, grab my GRU and go kind of cover the left side, even if the sniper's up. Sometimes just take a little peek what I can pick up here. Occasionally I find like a heavy and
wait, you mean Fists of Steel, right, not GRU?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, just checking, yeah. Because crossing up here is dangerous, so like, you should be very aware that like crossing up to the left, if you hear stuff's on the left, you coming up here and covering this area is amazing. It's something that should definitely be done because unless they're super far forwards on here, there's like no good sight lines to you for a sniper, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, once the sniper's down though, like, you can really play this area a bit. The other thing you got to watch out for while you're holding down here is people going up top. Like, hopefully your scout and soldier will be on the left flank and calling stuff. But if they're both down, then you need to be very aware about people coming up on house, and maybe holding on the stairs is a good idea at that point. But yeah, I think generally, like, I don't think you want to be this far forwards. It feels a bit dodgy. Like, if they start getting aggressive, your demo can very easily pull back if, say, the med just flicks full heals to him. But if the med has to look after you and a demo trying to pull back from up there, I think that's probably a little bit
It's kind of
dodgy.
going back into the same position as pretty much you had up there in the old days, where they would have the whole combo be here. Basically.
What, on defence?
Yeah, that used to happen.
Jeez, that sounds horrible. Like, surely you just get splashed, like a demo comes around this corner and...
like, just, well, basically the thing is, you're here and it's alright, but the moment you put your head around this corner to try and actually do something, you get sniped, and the moment you try and go back along the ridge, you also get sniped, because the sight lines are just incredible.
The other thing that occurs to me is once they have people going up the right-hand side, you're kind of in a horrible position in there. I wouldn't rate that highly at all. Like, any attack
Used to
out there.
happen.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
back
used to
in
see it
season
in
8.
pubs and stuff, but Season 8, huh. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
messed up.
actually taught to us, but...
There was some interesting stuff in the North American Grand Final last time with, like, having a sentry gun, like, here. I'm not sure I really understood it.
Was that level 3 or...?
Yeah, level 3 sentry gun up here.
Oh.
I suspect what they was thinking was, the first hold is kind of a light hold anyway, so you hold as hard as you can, like holding them actually in spawn, and the plan is once the gun goes down and you're retreating, it means you've got loads of time to pull back, because it's not like the cart's here once the gun goes down, it's like the cart's all the way back there once the gun goes down, so you've got loads of time to like pull back for a decent second hold. I imagine that's part of the idea. I mean, maybe like if you had the gun there and the NG was back here, and as soon as the gun starts taking splash, you pick it up and get it down. I don't know, it seems... I don't understand it. Maybe it's like some level of meta that I just haven't encountered yet, but...
Well, so I heard it was like just some... They used minis as well on like the first point, just on defense, just put a mini down because they were really...
Once your level 3's gone down, sure, but it seems to me that if you've got setup time, you'd be mad not to have a level 3 and choose a mini over it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
what's the advantage?
I think it was like just annoyed them because they were going to give up the first point anyway, and then just move back to second. The only thing I see with that is, first of all, it doesn't really do a lot of things, and you put a little more pressure on your combo. Besides, you need to be able to get that gun up and switch loadout fast enough on second, especially with the current status of the item server.
Yeah, totally. If you can't change it, that'd be sad. Yeah.
If I had to go try, I'd be stuck on minis.
One thing that has been happening recently, which is kind of interesting, is on defence. Just holding round this corner. I mean, there's all this stuff about playing in the room and stuff, which I've kind of been over before. You know about this jump around the corner, right? It's kind of important. Oops, missed it up. It's quite hard to talk while holding down C and do the jumps, I find. I run out of fingers. Here we go. Yeah, getting in there is... So that's to watch out for spies, because that's how they will get your medic if you're holding house in here. Yeah, but, okay, so once the sniper's down, and if you have your combo together, or if... Okay, so what's been happening recently is toying with the idea of keeping your soldier, say, in tunnel, looking after stuff. And once your soldier's in tunnel and can keep an eye on that side passage, and to an extent that passage there, your combo can kind of hold here, and restrict access to there, and your demo can start splashing that corner. And it's actually a moderately effective defense. We've still got to iron out the kinks, but it's something that, I mean, holding all the way back here just feels too passive. I mean, unless you're consistently getting great frags, which, you know, is a risky thing, then even if you've got your combo in room, even if your demo is playing off the floor, it's not like an amazing hold. It's alright, but it's not brilliant. So the idea of getting a bit forward and doing an aggressive hold here I quite like. Yeah. Should we go over stuff like holding in house and things, or are you kind of happy with that?
Yep.
Sorry, say again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is the perfect place to use attacker's advantage on corners. That, you know, the thing about the person moving around the corner, because of the way that the server talks to individual computers and latency works, the person moving around the corner deals more damage than the person just stood there. So, okay, if you're on defense, okay, basically from attack or defense, you don't want to be the person advancing up the corridor, because if you're advancing up the corridor, then the person can come round, get attacker's advantage on you, and deal more damage. So, yeah, the defense thing is you don't want to hold like really close, unless you're thinking of peeking out and like they're holding here and you want to punish them for, you know, not being wary enough. But you want to, okay, so you kind of wait at the back here, you're looking for a sliver of them to appear. Once you see a sliver of them appearing, you pull back, and then you rev up and you move in and start shooting. And that way, even if you've both got meds and fully healed, you should come out of that fight the winner. If there's unbalanced Ubers, then that's when things get a bit dodgy. Or like if they've got someone splashing damage in. If they've got a demo supporting the heavy, then what you'll probably have to do, say you've both got Uber, is pull back to here and wait till they come much further around, and then just use an Uber to block them in this door. And then once both Ubers run out, they'll hopefully have to retreat out of the house, or you'll have to drop down. And yeah, just see how it plays out. If they've got Uber, then what you very much want to do is hopefully catch them here. They have to pop, and once they pop, you have time to run like fuck and get back to the gun, because the best you can hope for if they've got Uber and you don't is an early pop. That's kind of it, essentially. What else? If you're attacking this, if they're holding it badly, then you can get away with just pushing in and shooting. Although the best thing to do is coordinate with your demo and get splash in here ahead of you. Like if you're running in here and there's stickies landing here and splashing, then they'll find a very difficult time of actually holding this point, and you get to, you know, be aggressive and get onto them, because if there's stickies coming in, then they don't want to move around the corner to get attacker's advantage because they take splash. Yeah, so that's kind of something to think about. If you don't have the window, then yeah, always just be looking to get up there again, because if you're down here and you're down here for any period of time, you're pretty fucking useless. Like the gun's here, and you really don't want to hold the combo and the gun in the same place, because it just means you're just too big a target for splash or Ubers, and yeah, it means there's only like one hard point for them to crack, essentially. So yeah, it tends not to work out very well for you. When pushing out of this corner, the window even, it's worth noting that, okay, what often medics assume you want to do is you want to pop Uber and jump in. You want to pop Uber, but you don't want to jump in, because as soon as you jump, you're falling foul to air blasts and the gun's knockback. There's lots of times where you'll Uber out that window, the sentry gun will pick you up, and you'll end up over there not doing enough damage. If you're in that window Ubered, then air blasts will just knock you against that frame, and you can keep shooting, and you should be able to take out even a wrangled and being healed sentry gun, assuming the rest of your team is also advancing. Or, you know, you can just ignore the gun to some extent and kill other people from up there. But it's the whole heavy height thing, is once you've got the high ground, you have options. You have like a really fast movement option that changes the state of play. But once you've jumped down, you don't have that option anymore. So use that option, but only do it when you know you want to, and don't do it just because, you know, it seems like a good idea at the time. Like, it's a big thing losing the height advantage as heavy. Yeah, that's probably second point. Are you guys like au fait with how the third defense should work, or do you want to do some stuff on that as well? I don't know how obvious this stuff is or not.
Well, if you're going to pass it on to everyone, you might as well go over it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yep. Makes sense. Just, but, you know, they're not here, so fuck those guys, essentially. What?
Making sure we all know it quite well is also useful.
Yes, so third defense is, and I mean, there's other ways to do this, but this is my preferred one and what seems to work very well. You have medic in here healing you, and you just work this corner. Now, what you're doing when you work in this corner is, if there's no demo, if you're not pressured, then come out to here and be looking this way, but constantly be checking there, because that is a great place for you to get stabbed from.
You could out there, for me, a mumble.
Sorry. Yeah, you want to always be like checking this corner behind you, because spies decloak then, it's really awkward. Holding here is also an option, but crossing back into safety is bad. Holding here is another option. You've actually got pretty good cover here, and you've got kind of good sight lines, but again, crossing back up can be an issue. Now, the idea of you holding here is, it only really works when you've got support from here. Ideally, you want your sniper and demo kind of controlling this area, and your demo can splash down there. And you see, demos and snipers are very happy to fight at this long range, because they can keep spamming and splashing and turning that into a death zone. Your part of this plan is, if anyone tries to go through this area quickly, then you pick them up. So, like, if the demo's on his own, then people can just come and claim this area and get too close to the demo, and suddenly the corner's not the most amazing place to fight. And likewise, if you're on your own here, then say a demo can start splashing you out, or a soldier or a sniper goes down there. Oh yeah, when sniper turns up, you just have to hide until the sniper's dealt with, because he's going to be looking up here and he's going to want to snipe you. But that's okay. Like, if the sniper's up, you can move in a little bit back here, and you've still got a decent angle to cover people coming up here. They can get close, but you can still shut things down to some extent, so that's worth looking on. You know about jumping off this thing to get over there? Watch me fuck up now. Hey, it worked. Debatably useful. You can come up here and try and pick people up. But, like, I think holding up here is so advantageous to the extent that if my medic has to pop and I move it up here, I don't pursue. I'll just stay up here, because say you're Ubered because your medic got forced by a spy or whatever, and you run down here, they can very easily scatter, and unless you pull back really, really early, you've got an awful long walk before you're kind of in your safe area. And if a demo decides to pick you up and start splashing you, then that's pretty bad. Yeah. What else? Okay, so
how to attack this area?
Okay, when you're attacking. Well, I haven't actually finished that defense thing. Let me go on a little bit. Okay, another thing is, if they get control of this area, all is not lost. You can pull back to here very effectively. And if people are spawning up here, this is a very awkward place for an attacker to hang out. Because if you commit here, like, people can just come behind you, and it's very, very edgy. So you can come to here and hold here. Say if they've got Uber advantage and they're still pushing, you've got a number of options of where you go for health. The health up here is a medium, but this is kind of where you want to be if 3's going to go. So say if 3's getting captured, this is the way to pull back. So you're in the top rooms. But say you're holding here without a medic because he's got taken out and the setup's still pretty good. If you're on low health, it's very viable just to drop down onto the big health pack and then come back up and get right back in the fight. Another thing to be doing while you're holding here is, if you've got a wipe and you've got a bit of time, then upcycling that mini health pack to a medium is worth doing, because it is very much in an area that your team controls. So having that down there for your medic or your pyro or whoever might want to come by to pick up the health is a good idea. Okay, let's do attacking this area, because yeah. This is an awkward area for heavy to attack. What I tend to end up doing is wait till I've got soldier and soldier or demo or whoever, and I can start coming here and engaging that heavy and putting damage on him, and then the demo can also start splashing up there. Also, if you're here, you can like start putting in damage on the sniper, but mainly you should be playing around here, just trying to pick people up. Also, going up top is viable. But you're kind of waiting for a weakness in the defences. You can't really make a play here. Some people like going under with heavy and trying to come up in the shithouse. You can. It's not necessarily bad, but it's risky. Like, coming up this way, like, and once you get here, unless there's people here for you to kill, then you've got a gun all the way over there, and there's nowhere for you to really go. I mean, you can cross up while getting shot by the gun, and if there's a sniper over there too, then this kind of sucks. So yeah, like, shithouse can be a good kind of like surprise strategy for killing folk, but if there's no one here, it's like, well, what am I doing here? Like, I don't want to walk out there and just take all that damage. What am I going to do? Just walk all the way back underneath? Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, I mean, having said that, if you successfully take this area and you can kind of turn this into a, like, danger zone out here, then this is pretty good for your team pushing up, you know. It's awkward. In fact, maybe I'll do that in tonight's scrims. I'll try getting in here, maybe take the medic in here as well on the attack.
The thing is, though, if, like, the only reason that one is like really awkward to immediately walk up to, in my experience, is because the demo is splashing you in and the sniper's standing here. So the sniper is not necessarily there, though. So
yeah, but I mean,
you can kind of like get
there
behind
should
the
be a
sniper.
call. Like, I mean, hopefully your scout should be watching down here, or someone should be watching down here. I mean, a sniper who just stands here looking down there without any defense or any like. There'll be people looking down here if they've got a set up defense like that, because it's just dumb for a sniper to stand there. Like, you've got to keep an eye on things like down here and such. I mean, demos will be like going around these areas and you can kind of see what's going on. I don't know, yeah, it's worth investigating. I mean, try going under, see if it works for you. It just seems like a high risk thing. I think it's much more sensible just to do like a straight push and get your team kind of going in and doing what damage they can. But, you know, just my take on things. Okay, so what else? Yeah, once this point's gone, there's a question of how to attack last. Attacking last is messy, very messy. There'll normally be a demo up front sticking this up, so if you're coming up here, always look for stickies. Wait, if someone's messaging me, let me just see what the fuck's going on. Someone asking if I'm busy. Yes, I'm busy. Yeah, it's nice if you can get in up top. So, like, okay, the objective for the combo on attack and defense is to control this area up here, essentially. Because if you've got a combo up here, then attacking the cart is bullshit for them. That's on defense. And if you're attacking, if you're controlling this area up here, then that they can't really be anywhere over this side. They have to be defending over there, and it's going to be very hard for them to establish back here. Weirdly enough, though, if you're on the attack, like, staying up here is a bit of a problem, because there'll be a gun up there, and there'll be a sniper around somewhere, and there'll be splash coming in through the windows, and it's all a bit dodgy. So attacking options are being down here, just to deny these areas and like stop people coming in, is quite nice. Also, like, holding around here So you've kind of got half an eye on what's going on up top to make sure soldiers aren't jumping to retake this, and also just locking down this area is kind of okay. And you know what, if you want to attack and you find yourself just standing here and not doing much, that's not actually a bad thing, because you're just locking down this entire space. Although there's a lot of places you can be attacked. If the gun isn't up there, and sometimes if it is, a good place to come if you want to attack is up here, because once you get up here, then this is really crushing for their defense. You can fire on that spawn door, like people coming out here you can hassle to a large degree. This is a very dominant position, although I mean, again, if you don't have any support, you're going to be quite weak and probably get dislodged quite easily. This drop down is an amazing thing to utilise. Say if you fight here and then someone runs under, you can just jump down and pick them up and kill them. Like, get used to using that drop down, it's really, really handy.
Probably get used to watching it as well, in case someone decides to jump up it.
Yes, soldiers coming up there is a great way for your medic to get picked. So in your kind of natural setup, demo sticking up this front room and just holding back here is amazing. If the demo's doing that, you'll probably end up holding in this corner. And if you duck, or like keep ducking and not ducking, ducking gives you a better view of that door, you can see people's feet as they come in. Standing up gives you a better view of down here, and you just can't get stabbed in that corner. What you have to do if you're in this corner is just keep an eye on your med. Hopefully your med can look after himself to some extent, but it's worth, you know, checking shit and yeah, being very aware of what's going on. If an Uber comes in from below, what you want to do is basically just counter Uber and block them here, or you can retreat and attempt to milk it, but I honestly think just blocking them in the stairs and denying access to this top room, this is on defense odds, is, you know, a good thing. If you can get into their spawn, that can be good. Like if you want to attack and... Oh, Emmy's got to go. See you later, Emmy. If you want to attack, then coming around here. A really good thing to know about an attack is if you jump on here, you can jump up here. That's a little thing to practice. You don't want to fall in the pit, that'd be very embarrassing. But just in terms of like, okay, so say you want to get in close and cover that spawn door and give them shit. If you come around here, this is suddenly like an area where you can be attacked from lots of different angles. But if you just nip onto that and then jump up, then you're in on their spawn, and this is much more difficult to dislodge you from here, because people can jump down behind you, but then they're going to be sandwiched on your team. Anyone coming out that door is going to get shot. It's just, you know, the amount of places you can get jumped on is better.
Any good sentry spot for last, or?
A sentry spot? There's the classic ones, are where you'll generally find sentries. Up there is one. Along that back wall is another popular one. I've seen sentries down over there. Yeah, you're not great at taking out the gun on this one. Like, say there's a gun up there, even if you're Ubered around this corner, you can't actually put in enough damage to take out that gun.
You need
because
the demo.
Yeah, you need the demo. Like, the gun is something for other people to deal with.
Yeah,
your job is to get area control.
Yeah, but just when we're attacking and the gun is over, it's pretty hard for them to take it out, pop, and just run there.
Well, okay, at that point you're looking for your sniper to get picks. Also, if your demo Uber's in here, then that is plausible. And okay, if the gun's up there, I mean, it depends. If you can get in close, then that's great. But I mean, again, it's something which is heavy. It's really not your problem, because I mean, like, how are you going to take out that gun? Like, if there's a gun up there, the only plausible place that I can see you taking it out from is if you manage to get in and get up to here. Then you can get enough damage on the gun. But otherwise, like, what are you going to do? I mean, I guess if the call goes out that the NG's down, then by all means, like, put in damage on the gun from range and destroy it, because if there's no NG about, you can just put in enough damage. But otherwise, yeah, there's just no possible way for you to get close enough.
Okay.
And if it's being wrangled and stuff, I'd say don't even waste time shooting it. You're much better off controlling areas, checking for spies, getting into positions where it's awkward for the NG and he has to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else about this last point that's interesting? If the gun is in an odd position, then what you can do is a surprise tactic. Like, if the gun isn't correctly in the right place and it's not positioned, you can take a medic with Uber down here, and if you're not spotted, you can come all this way without popping Uber, and you can get up here. and if the gun's being wrangled over there and he's not paying attention, or if the gun's down, or if the gun's up there and it's like pointing out there or whatever, you can actually just run in here. And if you get to here and you haven't popped your Uber, then this is basically amazing, because yeah, I mean, in actual theory, if your combo's in here and the defending combo's up in those top rooms, then it's not actually brilliant for you to be up here. You're spawn camping, you can cause a lot of chaos, but if they hold their shit together, it's not actually that dangerous. But just having the enemy combo in here, it makes the defenders act stupid. People will come out of here one by one and try and kill you one by one, try and dislodge you. They'll get very scared. And yeah, this is basically one of those tactics that's inviting them to fuck up, as opposed to it being an amazing tactic in itself. But, you know, it still seems to work pretty well. Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of like little things I should be talking about. Oh, when the cart's being pushed in, you don't necessarily want to be the person on the cart. Yeah. Like if you've got, say, a strong position up top and there's a scout pushing the cart, then it's often a good idea just to let the scout push the cart and you keep putting in damage and staying alive and putting in more and more damage, because the worst way to attack this last point is if everyone gets scrappy and they're just suiciding onto the cart. What you actually want to do is get enough people in position where you're killing all of their spawners and you've got like maybe just one person pushing the cart. You really don't want to stack it all up, because spies can kill you and demos can kill you and pyros can kill you. Like getting blown in the pit sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've done kind of defense and attack on last. We've done kind of defense and attack on third. I think that might be it. I mean, it's very much a kind of just skirting over things. I've kind of got stuff to do in a bit, but are there any... So you get to say again?
Are you playing Upward next week, right?
Yes, it'll be in UGC. In a few minutes I think we've got a scrim against SNSD on Upward and someone else, not entirely sure who yet. So that should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, do you have any other kind of specific questions about this map, or any holds that you're not comfortable with or anything?
Nothing on that second point, third point, with the window and the room.
Yes.
A very good sniper position is...
Let me just get back over there and we can talk about it. Okay, I'm on second. What are you thinking?
The sniper is here. This is pretty hard.
Oh, if the sniper's on attack and comes over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're up in those rooms, you don't give a damn, essentially. It's one of those things where a sniper being over there is just not your job. If you're effectively holding these rooms, then hopefully... In fact, you know what? If the sniper's over there, then that just gives you a really good excuse to come out here and give people shit. Because, I mean, if that sniper wants to start looking up here, then yeah, he's probably going to have to be looking over here and looking after himself, because that's actually very extended for a sniper. Like, if you've got... Okay, it depends where teams are fighting. If your entire team is holding really far back, and that's their space, then you've kind of lost it already. Like, if a sniper can be uncontested there, you're gone. This point isn't tenable to hold. What you want is... If your soldier and demo are down here, putting splash in here on cart, if your scout's like playing in this area over here, and your combo's up there, with the people down here giving you the word of when you can come out and start attacking from this top room, that's kind of how you want this hold to be working once it's got to this stage. I mean, if you've got more room, then come out. But like, what you're waiting for is that call of sniper down. But yeah, I mean, like, if sniper's there, like, it shouldn't really be your problem. Just because if you're back here and the sniper turns up there, come in here. Like, as a last-ditch desperation thing, shooting from behind here is lovely. You got a lot of cover. But if it gets to that, unless your demo or your solly or, you know, someone on your team goes kind of huge, there's not a lot to do apart from pull back at that point. Because yeah, once they have this area as theirs, it takes something really big to turn the tide of this one.
One last thing for the first point, because I always see in matches you can't really hold the first point for that long.
It depends.
It's
I've seen
a minute or something.
Yeah, well, a minute, a bit more. I've seen really good holds and I've seen shutouts, even between very good teams.
Yep.
But yeah, what are you thinking about first?
Yeah, because when the sentry is like here, and I prefer that up top here to.
Up top here is nice. I like to revolve. So if you're up top here, you're not giving much support to your people who should be like taking this foreground. Like your demo, like once he's got some space, should be playing from here and giving a lot of crap, because this is an amazing thing for demos to sticky over. Because with the arc of the stickies, the demo can be in so much cover while splashing enemies. So that's like the demo really likes to play here. So to support him and also stop people coming through trench, shooting here is great. And unless the sniper comes up on house, then you're kind of good just standing here. Also, you tend not to get stabbed that often here, which I find quite surprising. It feels very vulnerable, but I guess with the gun here, with the medic, you know, holding around the back and calling stuff as well, it's quite hard to get you. But what you tend to want to do is if the call of the snipers being down happens, then you can come up here and you can start, you know, playing off this area a lot. Or if it's called that someone's on the left, getting on Fists of Steel to cross up in case you collect a headshot, and being able to shoot down here is great. Like, having heavy cover here is amazing, and you should have that as an option. But I think you just committing to being up here is it's not right. This should be like the thing when it's called that people are coming on the left, then you come up here to support your scout who's retreating back here, or your soldier who's playing over here, or whoever it happens to be.
What about this gun position here?
Sentry gun down here?
Yeah.
I've not seen that played in high level matches.
Okay.
The way that I'd break a gun down there is, well, it strikes me that if you come up here and just move along here, the gun can't shoot you, and you can get to here before the gun means anything. Also, like, if you're coming up the right hand side, I mean, I guess a gun down there would stop people coming out here, but it doesn't give you many options. Like, it just seems to have less options than the gun being here. Like, the gun here really shuts off this entire area, whereas if the gun's down there, then this area seems like fair game to me. Like, if the sentry gun can't cover up here, then yeah, this seems like a great place to attack from, right?
Well, that spot over there is.
Oh, the Dave hold, yeah. It's an interesting one, that. I've not actually had the opportunity to play against a top flight team using that hold. From what I understand of that one, so I mean, for starters, your team can get to this space without being challenged.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can like really control this area. You can get your sniper in position. Once you get a pick on their sniper, that's great. Also, coming up the right side, like you can get shot a little bit as you cross up, but once you're like round here, the gun can't do anything again. So yeah, I mean, it's a different one. I'm not sure I have enough experience to say quintessentially what you do to attack it, but it's not something that would overly worry me, just because, yeah, I mean, so like the reason that I don't come up this side is because the gun down there just means you're getting hosed. If I can come up this side and take this area and have this as my base of operations as heavy, I'm very happy with that. I mean, the sniper's an issue, but he shouldn't be able to keep doing his thing all day long. Hopefully your sniper should get him, or you can go around the right hand side again, and yeah. But I mean, this jump is massive for attacking. This is something that you should definitely practice and make sure you've got down. It's actually weirdly difficult. You have to wait till you walk down onto that lower section of rock and then jump, and the timing can be a bit odd on it. But once you kind of get the hang of it, it's really not that bad.
There you go.
And yeah, it's well worth doing. I'd say Fist of Steel for attack is a better option, just because you can collect headshots, and if first goes down, it means you can't rush second as fast, but unless it's a complete wipe, then running up onto that ridge on second isn't the safest of places to be anyway, so yeah. One thing I'd say about coming up here, when you come up here, is don't spin up and start dinging people too early. A good thing about being up here is the element of surprise. Once you're up here, you can run to this side, check what's down here, run through here, and there'll normally be a dispenser here with the medic on it. If the gun's wrangled and you haven't like made yourself known, then just coming down here, getting onto the dispenser on the weak people and just killing everyone is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. Yeah. Let's try to think if there's anything else. This is like really obvious stuff, but climbing up here is important to know. It's very useful, as coming up this side, I much prefer it to coming up that side. Like, these are just just tighter places for a heavy to play in, which is good. And this corner's great. Like, if you need a sandwich, people, won't expect you to be standing up here. And yeah, it's kind of a cool place. What else to think about? If they've got a sniper, often there'll be a sniper down there, and he's preventing your team from coming up here. What your options are is you can go through a tunnel and go through the side tunnel to get closer, or if you've got your medic behind you, you can just Fists of Steel and grew up to here, and yeah, like...
My medic's in danger, but my medic's in danger, like...
So if you're in front of the medic should be able to keep you between them and the sniper. Although if they're running Machina, that's something to think about, because the sniper just won't give a damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, collecting headshots. I mean, again, if the sniper's there, it's a little bit of one of those things where, like, going side tunnel and coming out here is great. If not, though, it's kind of up to the rest of your team to deal with that, and you can just support them and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get onto, like, all the interplay of taking the room. If you're thinking about taking the room, also, like, if there's no one in room, don't, like, being on this corner here is an amazing fire arc. Like, if there's a gun there and you don't want to get too close, or the splash in the window, this gives you a lot of options to cover them and give them a hard time.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I think I've pretty much been over the basics. I mean, are you going to be scrimming? Are you playing in UGC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean... that's cool. I got to start somewhere, right?
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you get any scrims and POVs, like, give me a shout and maybe we can do some look-throughs before the match. And yeah, I'm sure there's a load of stuff I've missed, but yeah. Okay, cool. I should probably get my shit together for scrimming.
Yeah. Oh, you're streaming tonight?
Yes. So yeah, like, I can get POVs if those are interesting.
Is your team
people
able to win this season, UGC, or?
Okay, so in UGC right now, oh, excuse me. There's the only other team we're worried about is Stacked. Apart from that, we think we should be able to take it.
Yeah, I think they won last time.
Did they? I can't even remember. Yes. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, I think currently, we have the edge on Stacked. And as far as I know, we're scrimming much harder than they are. So hopefully, over the course of the season, we should get the edge on them. But yeah, we shall see. Okay, cool.
Yep. Thank you for.